What's up, Swim Club? So since Diablo is now in early access, I think I wanted to go over how my sorc build has changed from the server slam until now. So on the old build, I was more focused on just freezing and killing and stuff like that. But now it's more of a vulnerable focus build. Then we got the standard Frostbolt, enhanced Frostbolt into Glinting. But so this part kind of changed and started branching off. So in the last one, I went Frozen Orb, but now I'm going to Ice Shards. Especially for the last little ability right here. And it says that when you hit an enemy with 5 Ice Shards in a single cast, it makes them vulnerable for 2 seconds. So just spamming this is just going to make like anything you're fighting gonna be vulnerable. I threw some extra mana in there, and then have my damage increased by 9% when I'm casting above 50 mana. We go over to Frost Nova, and I upgraded it so when it freezes them, it also makes them vulnerable for 4 seconds, and it's increased to 6 against bosses. I got the Ice Blades, which aren't a huge part of my kit, but you know, it's ice, so might as well throw it in there. Plus, it's extra stuff going on when you have them hit a vulnerable enemy. And we got Blizzard, and I have Blizzard increased 25% damage to frozen enemies. And then when I have an active Blizzard, my core skills cost 10% less. So, you know, when I'm spamming Blizzards, I'm going to be able to spam Ice Shards more often, thus having, you know, more enemies being vulnerable or enemies being vulnerable for longer. Alright, and we got Deep Freeze, which is just May, basically, from Overwatch, except for you explode at the end. But no, you just encase yourself in ice, become immune to damage for a short period of time, and then you AoE damage with Chill. And then here's like where a lot of my good damage is coming from. This whole little branch right here. So we got, you know, Frost skills, deal 5% increased damage to elites. And then I also have 9% increased damage to chilled and 18 increased to frozen. And this one here does 12% increased cold to vulnerable. And then this is where a lot of my mana regen comes from. It says that cold damage against vulnerable enemies has up to a 20% chance to generate 15 mana. And I do believe that the Blizzard counts for each tick in that 20% chance. But, I mean, there were times where I'll just, like, Ice Shards and Blizzard, and it's just, like, constantly, like, re-upping my mana and filling it to full. And then, for my enchantments, I have the first one on Blizzard. So I just have a Blizzard follow me around every 15 seconds for 6 seconds at a time. And then I have Ice Shards. And so the Ice Shards enchantment is that Ice Shards will automatically fling themselves and conjure towards frozen opponents. And I did check this to make sure, but it does work against bosses who are stunned. Even though, I guess, technically they're not classified as frozen, it still counts it as it. Well, I think the way it works, it might be, it's a umbrella. So, like, when they're stunned like that, you know, they're frozen, they're stunned, they're all the other ones. Alright, and for my items, I don't have, like, a lot of good items going on currently. I've had a few legendary ones, but the stats on them are just, like, not what I'm using at all, and not really helpful. But the things that you're kind of wanting to be looking out for if you're going to do a build like this is just stuff that increases your vulnerable damage. And then, of course, a cold sorc, you want things to increase the damage you do to chilled and frozen enemies. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I used to... this one right here is actually, like, the one piece of legendary gear that is, like, I have that has been good. And it's when you freeze an enemy, there is a 35% chance they become vulnerable for 3 seconds. You know, just in case I don't have, you know, my Ice Shards doing enough for me, or, you know, my Frost Nova's off cooldown. They'll be doing some extra vulnerable damage for me. Alright, so now I think I'm just gonna try to clear this dungeon real quick, just to give y'all an idea of, you know, the kind of vibe of the build and how it plays, and kind of just see it in action. Yeah, so I already have a free spell from that passive that we have. As you can see there, it's not a very tanky build. Kind of take a lot of damage real quick if you're not careful. Which is probably like the one actual bad problem I have with this build. But at the same time, just don't get hit, you'll be fine. I'll do the ult real quick just so you can see what it's like. Oh, it's so badass. And just being immune to damage during that is kind of crazy. Because you can pop your pots while you're frozen in that animation as well. Yeah, my build's like not, the tankiest Sorc build you could possibly have, but I don't know, I really like having Frost Nova over having Ice Armor. Although if I had to change something to make it better, or if I think I had to change something to make it better, it'd probably just be getting Ice Armor. The armor's for scrubs, man. Just don't get hit, you'll be fine. Dodge, lol. Big ol'.
Out of mana.
Uh-oh.
Not ready yet. Out of mana once again. I'm not ready yet.
Right. This is gonna be a boss room. Right. Just go in the middle of the crowd and just pop your ult and they just all get dumped on. I believe I have the upgrade on the ult to where it gives you a certain amount of a shield based on damage you deal during the ult. Get that actually real quick. Oh yeah, so when defreeze end, you get 10% of your base life as a barrier for 6 seconds for each enemy you froze while it's active. So I mean, there's some tankiness, I guess, or some like, HP resource type stuff going on, but it's on a very long cooldown. So usually you only want to use it when you're actually in some trouble. I got 160 HP shield from that. Not bad. Not bad at all, I don't think. Alright, let's see how we fare against this boss. So pretty much at all times of this boss fight, I should have this dude vulnerable. Or at least for the majority of the time. Got him stunned. Sick.
I'm not ready yet.
And as you can see, I'm getting constant free spells from my passive. It's kind of nice. But honestly, I regen so much in general anyway. I don't think it's like... I mean, it helps, don't get me wrong, but...
I need time to prepare them.
I'll just full heal, why not? Ooh, I almost fucked that up. Gonna ult. I got scared. I didn't even see what he did that hurt me so bad. Jesus Christ, buddy.
Out of mana once again.
Get me out! Alright, yeah. Now I think I can just melt him down now. Ah, and there it is. If I could get my vulnerable damage like super boosted up, this build is gonna be like unstoppable. Cause like legit, that boss was vulnerable like at almost every single part of that boss fight. Like it's just constant. Alright, well, that's the build. What do you guys think of it? Is there any way I could like improve it, make it better? Maybe give some more survivability, maybe some more damage on it? If y'all want to see me do more characters in the future, do some more builds for, you know, Necromancer, or maybe some different Sorc builds, I will plan after I beat every other character and make, like, you know, characters for them. I do plan on doing some, like, hardcore runs, maybe some hardcore challenges. So keep on the lookout for stuff like that. And thank you.